Dude, 3 minutes and then we're gonna do some more live video watching. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna watch some videos. We're gonna react to some videos. You know what I'm saying? Damn it, piece of shit. Hold on, let me fix this. Oh shit, real fast. Oh, like or something. Oh, yeah.
About by a previous research. And there are numerous examples of that across the land as well. There's even accounts of very extraordinary structures and depictions of such that may have survived initially, and they were targeted by the powers that be for their destruction. And it wasn't just the destruction of the buildings, it was also for controlling the information. Because it's the same goes, if you can control the past, you can control the future. From previous civilization, and were able to erase the great libraries of Constantinople, Alexandria, and countless others across the land. Then instead of having people who are actually ruling and protecting information, as is depicted here, what you have are people that ruling a controlled account. And then simply becomes a matter of repetition, and suddenly that controlled account becomes the good word. And there is no denying it, there is no debating it.
Let me check on this. Hey, can you hear me on this, Jared?
Yeah.
On the fact that the people at the time
Alright.
knowledge objectively. You also have to count on the fact
Bow. Wow, wow.
countless generations, countless governments,
What's up, Dom?
and it's
These three.
that what we're reading is the truth. And yet we know, as an incontrovertible fact, that that is not true. That every account, that every perception of any account can be changed depending on the morality of the society in existence.
You got it? Did you put too much water?
These large books.
Oh. Yeah. Bridge.
For storage of information and passing on to subsequent generations.
Hey, can you put it less cold?
We have such large books, and there's certainly no shortage of
What the hell was
so you
that?
can't really say that information and passing down to subsequent
Oh,
generations.
wow. Look at the size of that book. Oh, the one behind her, too.
How could these even be useful for storage of information and passing down to subsequent generations? There are many theories about why we have such large books, and there's certainly no shortage of the number of them. So you can't really say that they were produced in some sort of knowledge.
Bro, I left the grinder in the car.
Scrolls, tapestries,
You,
and
babe.
parchments from many different eras that communicate to us exactly what was going on at the time. There's even the famous historical account of how the Irish monks saved civilization by preserving knowledge. And of course, it's a great contradiction in our historical account that we're told the zealots destroyed the library in Alexandria and murdered Hypatia, even though we're also told that the library eroded long before Hypatia came along. And it was simply someone who represented a school of thought that looked towards classical antiquity and wanted to represent it in
We're gonna hit a big ass bench press tomorrow.
Whatever the true account is, though, we can't easily explain the fact that we have all of these large books that don't really make a lot of sense. Why do you think
Those
we have so many
Doritos
large
are
books? Are we
good.
just all into this
They're
novel
good for your
construction
spread.
of things that don't make sense and have no practical use? Let me know in the comments. It's not just large books, though. There are many other facilities for storing and transmitting information through the time. The challenge becomes translating the language, and then, as we said earlier, depicting what really happened in the current society at the time. It's safe to say that a society that controls the civilization that it exists in will be very careful about what actual information is transmitted to its civilization and the people that reside in it. I mean, you can't have people getting wrong ideas of a pre-existing civilization that don't fit into the current time. And of course, it's always justified. We're well aware of this consciously, and oftentimes we just go along with this without any sort of question about what's really happening. and you live with your kids. Sometimes it's difficult to question the account that's given to us because there's the saying that people love a good story. And I'll admit that I'm guilty of that myself. I enjoy a good story. And
People love a good story.
An emotional upheaval when someone questions that story. Yeah, it's being able to overcome that emotional upheaval, which is what enables us to do objective research. And it's how we can achieve existence as a true balanced individual. A balanced individual who's able to consider
Going on that endo, GameCube, Nintendo, 5% tint so they can't see up in my window. The pug shits don't understand me because I'm boss hog on candy. Top down at Maxis with a big Glock 9 handy.
These works do exist, and there are hard copies that you can find and you can reference to this day, and you can attempt to translate them. But you have to remember that you're going through many different second and third hand sources of information. You're also going through many different
it's hot though.
Apparatuses that are in existence to try to.
Florida woman found dead in alligator grass.
In fact, you'd be surprised to know that the largest bookstore in the world is located in Iran, a nation that we're told is large in censorship. Well, fortunately, we're the biggest censorship in the Western world. And yet, at the same time, it's one of those conflicting accounts. The account of Andrew Carnegie, our great steel industrialist from the United States, one of the original robber barons who, once he was finished suppressing labor movements in the 19th century, the detective agency decided to make out of altruistic amity.
Are you hearing any noises, Jared? Any voices?
Right before you said that, I did.
And we can see examples of these that Mr. Carnegie built.
Right when you said that, I did. Right before you said that.
It was somewhat surprising to me that this was where the earliest Carnegie Library is located. There are others located all across the world.
Right.
They have quite an interesting architectural style.
Right.
It's to say that virtually every one of these Carnegie
He was timed out for 86,000 seconds.
Who?
I don't know.
Or wherever else across the land.
Don Spiegelman.
In Spain.
Hey, dude, they found a dragon bones in China, dude.
Send me the link.
We see another classic. Of course, we'll simply be told that this was merely a reference to neoclassical construction at the time. But these
located 120 miles. It all started when the residents stumbled upon a fascinating discovery in a field, and it's a 60-foot set of bones.
in some of the early 20th century as well. But you see, and it's interesting that Carnegie's name is
Ancient dragons hold great significance
more in the United States. And as you explore this in depth, you'll find that the libraries are not just on public lands, they're also with universities and even with government installations. It's as though limits this land actually went to.
Yaku, China, in
It's justified by this wonderful photo here of Andrew Carnegie himself, and they're laying the cornerstone. Remember when we used to have accounts of laying the cornerstone for building an incredible building? Well, just imagine a cornerstone laying ceremony for thousands of these buildings. You were asking.
All right, so watch this. These two ladies stand on the side of the street. The guy tries to rob them.
Iowa, Fairfield, Iowa.
I expect
Come on, Onyx.
What is it with Iowa? It always seems to come up in these old world explorations, and it's more than a coincidence that the foundation for the Carnegie Libraries was in Iowa. It was also constructed in Edinburgh, Scotland. It was based on this model. Nice owl.
I think he had a demon as well.
Hey, y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, and especially donate. Someone put the Cash App up in that chat.
Alright, so watch this. These two ladies are standing on the side of the street.
We should put a belt on them. And a little Statue of Liberty, which used to be but maybe we'll say a more expeditious model. And finally, we consider the film The Name of the Rose, a film.
They start praying for him.
No, he bowed down. You see this shit, right? He bowed down. This guy, he came up to rob two ladies, and he grabbed the bag, and they were like preachers, and the one put the Bible on his back like that. He just went down, he went down, and he was just like, I think he had a possession or something. And he was just chill after that. They were like hugging and shit. Two days ago, I died seeing the war that was to come. Oh, please watch this. Watch your kids. From red screen. Watch your kids around red screen. This guy came up to a rock.
Actually, donate. Someone put the cash app up in that chat. And especially donate.
Hey, go click on the new rival.
Chat.
Eager for new challenges, Goku used instant transmissions with Chibaros, a planet famous for its extraordinary fighters. There,
we got a whole bunch of good items to sell on our eBay store. We got a bunch of items. We got like 30 items listed. We found out Sophie busted out some. What the hell are they? $600? Anyway, they're $600 shoes on eBay.
You have selling them?
We put the starting bid at $135 on those shoes.
Damn. She's gonna give you some of the money, right?
Yes.
What is that you're eating?
It's a spread. It's a ramen with loaded potato soup and hot fries.
Oh, okay.
And I'm scooping it with a chip.
All right.
despite multiple bouts, Goku couldn't land a decisive victory. This obstacle rekindled Goku's love for the martial art.
He always loved martial arts.
Come on, Onyx.
I saw this video. Look. He says, man calls 911 and he gave $25 and didn't receive any drugs. They're retarded. This guy.
I found the best side hustle that you can possibly find. This side hustle right here brought in a commission of $122.59. That's yesterday.
Oh.
Guys, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you take $122.59 in a month, that's $2,676. best part about this is there's absolutely no selling of anything. Toy stores looking for Dragon Ball stuff, or even if you go to Podstar directly to see if they have Dragon Ball figures in stock. If they do, we're getting them. Our first stop in Las Vegas is a place called Golden Toys. It has 3 locations. If you do watch Podstar, you might recognize this place because the owner has actually been one of Rick's experts. He's called in for tours multiple times. We've gone to their stores and have spent thousands of dollars on Dragon Ball merchandise. Unfortunately, this time around, this store didn't have anything that we didn't already have. They still have an awesome selection. Next stop is a place called Theater.
She's mad at me.
The series where we bought a storage unit in 10 states on our main channel, Treasure Hunting with Jeevish. You might recognize this place, and we sold quite a bit to them. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything we didn't have this time around. Next is one of the absolute powerhouses. As you can see, massive definitely a big first find in Vegas.
You know, get into all of this and make it all make some sense. I wanted to touch on the strange part of this first.
Let him cook.
This book was written in 1749 and excited for use by other in the 19th century. So I know it goes back that far. It's got a footnote here from the Harvard Library in 18th century. So I know it's a full book. But now let's kind of get into the elephant in the room of the alternative research community. Interesting to see what kinds of videos are being put out.
This time around, this location didn't have any. They had provided the biggest jackpot in Las Vegas. So
it's mainly because I don't agree with the ancient aliens theory, but that is that there's all important things happen. Plenty said. Sparkling fire from west to east at sunsetting, and with the
we know they have selection.
Library. Off this principle, but these are the people that brought us geometry and architecture. They laid the groundwork for what mankind has become. And I'm sure they're rolling over in their graves seeing us now. But these guys were smart people, okay? They
What's up, the popular kid?
or learned it from someone else. Armies fighting the sky. And
Don't tell us for $2.
Fire. Now, you got to admit that this sounds like some kind of flying
Celebrate the first ever check of Juan Carlos.
Spacecraft, but something
Even
this account was written in 1749, 150 years before our modern aviation. Now, there's something else real interesting about this book that I want to touch on briefly is notice that dating system
inside the case. We even saw the same Dragon Ball tool last time we were in Las Vegas. And still to this day, the only place we've ever seen
this lines up with the dating. Every year in the Jewish calendar is 5782. That's supposed to be years since Adam. Now, using the AM designation for the dating before they start in with the AM. These strange catastrophes going on.
The second we played in Las Vegas, this one had more stuff in a bigger store. As soon as we walked in, quite a few.
Remember in the Bible it says there was a great earthquake and the sky was torn asunder. And so we beat them. So that's 71. Go back to the
section. They've only had the biggest one so far. We came across in Las Vegas.
He disappeared right before they changed all of the dating.
To look in the back corner of the store. Well, they had 8 conventions, which are Japan, really hard to find in the United States. 6 of which we not happen. That was really exciting. And of course, we went 6.
It's the ball right
It's pretty much 85.
279. Go get
years before the
a
time
hamburger.
all the way to 79 years after the time of Christ. So, I mean, this guy's like 150 years old when he was writing about the bar Kokhba. Now, we get 30 years after Christ. They restarted the calendars here. I guess they're going right after Christ AC on this, but in year 6, in Rome, year 10, earthquake in Cyprus, and then 7 years later,
we're watching video reaction.
years after that was the
We're going through Las
So
Vegas.
that we didn't have, so we grabbed it. Next is another store in the mall called the Pop Shack, which is absolutely
They're saying there's a great earthquake in the Middle East, and then 10 years later, an earthquake in Judea,
I don't know,
which
is he
is
choking
modern
or what?
Palestine, Israel.
Showing us
To me, like they're just taking
but unfortunately, so do we, and we had every single one of the ones they had on their wall. As we continue looking for the story, we just had another site, which was that they would draft the ball at the shooting garden, and freeze off, didn't know what it was, so we just went ahead and grabbed it. So we got 2 things from that mall. We got this cool little Super Saiyan Gohan big pen. I've never seen it.
More raining blood. And down at the bottom right, you can see that he's citing as a remedy.
Frieza, Golden Frieza Scour, which is Super Saiyan. There's got a bunch of cool looking things we didn't have, but they're not open today. We didn't know. So, hopefully they're open tomorrow. We'll go buy them.
It's 1749, and Simon Hayes
actually found this Dragon Ball lounge fly bag that we didn't even know.
the most extraordinary configuration of Vesuvius. Giants were seen walking and conversing.
We're gonna see him again.
Adjacent country.
We're gonna see him again, man.
They fought sometimes
And he's gonna run. That's what he does best. He runs and he hides down the bike trail.
Finally, it was time to hit the big dogs. We went out to the Pawn Stars.
The lighter.
Vegas.
I got it.
A collectible memorabilia, anything like that. This place is actually amazing. I'm not just saying that because I like the show. They usually have one of the biggest selections of like sports.
And the ashes cover the surrounding area: North Africa, Egypt, Syria, and
where's my wax?
But seriously, what's going on?
My wax.
Who were the giants?
I got it.
Armies of giants that came out before the eruption of a volcano. And then you've got like the Hopi people that live in
Gohan with the cape on.
Admiral Byrd that had literally the whole U.S. Army backing him for an expedition to Antarctica and got chased out by what he called were flying saucers that could go pull in a matter of seconds. Armies were about to fight, and something in the sky showed up like a burning shield. And they all said, well, okay, no.
Growing up is giving up. Always do what you love.
1388. This year, several remarkable prodigies were seen at Marcia. In 1 month appeared 5 suns. June the 26th, the air began to clear, quickly darkened, and all that figure of a drawn sword in its mouth, the rocks of cold. Whatever that says. Opened themselves and burnt asunder. Bread put into the oven was drawn out, sweating blood, and presently fell in.
Dragon Ball shit is cool.
Okay, one more.
That is something else.
So, in the year 365 after Christ, July the 21st, were most terrible tempests in Italy, followed by such
a channel 8 months ago.
Whole globe turning seas to land and land to seas. On the island,
the what, Jared?
10 cities swallowed up.
We just started this Dragon Ball channel 3 months ago.
Actually, you know what?
Jeebus. He does like he buys like his main channel. He buys like whole storage units that
Oh yeah.
people abandon, and it's a big channel. Let me show you.
Hey, you heard Camilo Jr. bought a pallet because he saw one thing he liked, but then when they opened it, it had like 4 brand new expensive lawnmowers and a bunch of other stuff.
Oh yeah, the Amazon pallet.
Camilo Jr. bought a weird pallet that came with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Like it's their returns and stuff are like refurbished and returned.
It had lawnmowers and everything.
Yeah, mom told me about that.
I'm gonna buy the furnace in not this coming week, but the week after that. I'm gonna buy the furnace.
All right.
We can start making bars.
I think the videos on that one should do pretty good, like the shorts on that.
Yeah, for sure.
And do like 20 shorts or as many shorts as we can, like when we first get it.
I'm gonna
Damn,
bench tomorrow. Are we gonna go to the gym or what?
I don't want to. I don't have money.
Oh.
Turn your passion for beauty into a career in cosmetology. At Southern Careers Institute, you will receive
The crocodile killed this lady in Florida.
I saw that. And you know, it was weird. I was having dreams about crocodiles. I mean, about alligators.
What's up, Edgar Camacho? Oh yeah.
Hey, how come this guy? It's Jared. How come it says 0 people are here and there's people commenting?
Sometimes it takes a while. See, look, there's somebody now.
Oh, it says 1.
Sometimes it'll stay at 0 though, and there'll be people in the room. I don't know why. What's up, Edgar? How you doing? Man?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, you know who dropped a video yesterday, the day before yesterday?
Oh.
Bizarro.
Oh yeah.
Bizarro, yeah.
I saw fucking Slapped Ham was dropping a bunch of content recently.
Oh, so I seen all the Slap Ham's newish shit. One of them was pretty good, like the guy that was whistling. When he would whistle, like the doors would open. And one time he whistled and he came out and all the doors were open, like the cabinets and everything.
I'm watching this shit. Watch these motherfuckers.
They'll be sponsored by Surfshark, the online VPN, and we use these advertisements to make sure we can fund our tracker. But more about that later.
Olá, comi todo. Isso agora é um instante.
sheets or ceramic roof tile, but that's kind of it. We like to try and find other options with reused materials. We already made one with recycled plastic that kind of does the job, and now that is the cleaner. A plastic. And now, just cut a straight line in the middle of the can. To look, for example, where people use aluminum cans to make the roof shingles, there are different examples. The most simple way are people putting it one over another and using the stable. And there is some problem because when you stable it, you create holes water is going. Also, when there is wind, it creates a lot of noise. There are more stable examples when people put it into this shift and put it onto each other. So the water will go in.
January 6th. Many people ask the question.
The water might seep through. So here's one way we solution. Each goes on the side wing and also on the top. So like they click on the side and on the top. So the water won't go in so easily. And then we use this little tap from the can to angle from this, it takes a few steps. The first step is to
Just take a steak off the floor, bit of raw meat,
since we have to create a few hundred of these shingles, and we have to make sure each one of them stays in similar shape. We have to create a mold.
to the soda gun. There was evidence of an employee smoking in a restaurant area.
That's my shingles. Complementary.
That could be coming from this bathroom that was in the kitchen. Full of standing water and a street of sewage.
Oh, he just went. He goes on his trip. He made a whole device, man, to make it bent on the edges.
There's also
working cans for us. So let's go and see what's in This is a unicorn. You don't see this before.
Jeff White's here.
This is nasty as shit, man.
En ese viaje sin niños, ¿por qué llegar a un hotel con más niños?
Violation.
Mejor un Airbnb.
Bro, how that shit even open? How is that shit even open? Nasty as fuck.
And to accommodate we need to fold them in a way that different size of the can and still interlock with each other, just like that.
Really common thing, man.
Process.
This is gonna come out.
So this kind of.
Oh yeah.
We're going to put it under the shower and see if the water actually comes from the tank. So.
Ooh, camera comment.
I results seem to be promising.
Oh, my.
Okay, I think it's safe to say the water doesn't go through for the small one. And let's go to the big one.
Money sign, capital J, lowercase a, capital G.
Flip them over to mark the voting line. Here we go.
Who guides us to
Yeah, that's just retarded. And so it's dark outside, and I bent them all. Yeah.
We will let you
the
follow
loving parent who guides us to make good choices.
into
Help us to make mistakes and let God one person about the wrong path. The time we've done. Times we've done things we shouldn't have. Always pray and follow God's
of the new part. So before we install it, we need to put on this aluminum edging.
With God, we can do anything. Not fear. 3. Trust God, not just yourself. 4. Worry about tomorrow. Focus on today. Sometimes we feel like our dreams take a long time. Don't keep yourself to say goodbye to people or things that hurt us. It's hard, but it's part of God's plan to keep us safe and happy.
So this is a completely new kind of design. And it's
don't 50 bucks.
if you want to download the drawings of the mold, so you can already replicate it or follow how it behave over time, click the link in the description below, so you can follow the research market. Now we need to wait until rain comes and see how
That's why MVP's bonus days. We'll always get great deals, and MVP's members are up to 5 times the bonus points on select products.
This experience of mine happened in 2011.
My guest was taken to heaven and given understanding of the hidden meaning of numbers in the Bible.
desert for
The true meaning of 666, totally different than the best prophecy teachers.
Sugar. I'm Sugar right from our backyard. We're going to show you every step of the process from the tree to our bellies. Now, maple syrup can be used any way.
To the glory of God, Glenda Jackson inherited
Phase of warfare is in the reality.
This age signs and wonders echoed the miracles we read in the Bible. My favorite miracle that Glenda shared before
The great state of Texas. Now Texas is quite a unique place. It definitely
was Glenda's father. He was a preacher by day and an evangelist by night. One day,
Pretty much everyone can identify an acorn. Yep.
and he cut off his forefinger. So he ran to the hospital, asked the doctor.
See big on the audio systems with and power.
He thought just take a needle and thread it. So that was way before we had that technology. And so Glenda was 8 years of age. Yeah. She was at that service with her dad.
not a preacher that just stands behind the pulpit. He was a powerful hellfire and brimstone preacher. And he was excited. The Holy Spirit was in the meeting so powerful. He hit the pulpit and the finger flew off and a brand new one came right on. And everybody just started. Did you see this with your eyes? I sure did. It's so. What happened? Yes, there was a paraplegic in a wheelchair sitting right in the middle outside of it, and the whole finger hit him. He was healed immediately, sprung out of the chair. A paraplegic. Yes, born that way, and was moving, and the house just went crazy in worship for God. Hey, but guess what?
You hear that?
Finger flew off, and here
The what?
He was a butcher and he cut his finger off, but he was like a preacher at night, and he was preaching and he tried sewing his finger back on, and he was telling the people like that, and his finger flew off and hit a paraplegic, and when it flew off, a new finger grew back on, where his old finger got chopped off, and then the paraplegic, when the old finger hit the paraplegic, he stood up and started running around.
They're a bunch of reptiles.
What happened to this stuff? Oh, the new finger was there, and God spoke to my dad and said, "I've given you the finger of God, like my son had, and you're going to be able to know when people come in and they are devil possessed and what the demon's name is, and you'll be able to cast it out with that finger." And I've seen it happen over and over and over. Glenda, God has shown me what sin takes place and what God's response is. What is that? The glory of God. The glory of God's going to come into this generation like never before. And it's going to cover the entire world. And God's going to come down. We need to prepare and we need to hunger for it. And it's going to show the King of glory. And heaven is coming down to earth, and the glory of God's going to cover. And we're not going to have to lay hands on people to be healed. They're going to be healed automatically. Into creative miracles are going to happen. Well, the way I like to put it, Glenda, is we've seen the devil's best move. Watch out, devil. Now, Glenda, you explain the examples of numbers. Yeah. Tell us a few. Well, the Lord showed me the number 19 stands for COVID. So it stands for faith all through the Bible. And so we need faith when COVID hits. The Lord showed me He allowed the number 19 to be put right in the middle of COVID, so the whole world's faith could be saved. And in the Old Testament, the 19th book is Psalms, and your faith gets built when you read the Psalms.
Yeah, about 19.
You get so excited, like heaven's coming down. In the New Testament, the 19th book is Hebrews, and we know that's the faith of God. The faith. You know, I've often wondered where the Bible says God Himself has everything.
My neighbor changed out his stove.
Be conscious of numbers. Yes, there's a book called Numbers. Our days are numbered.
We all do, but you should be able to find some good under all these things.
That he needed a new church. So I told the pastor, I said, God gave me the number for you to go look for the building, and you're going to find it. And I described it the way the Lord showed me in the spirit. And I said, if you're going to have parking space, it's going to be on the corner. And I didn't know Glendale, California. And so we went looking. We found one with the number, and it matched everything. And they said the number of that. Yes. Found the place. He got so excited when he seen the number. It built his faith. That's what happens there. It builds faith in God. It all came to pass. But the key is
Those bolts look like they could be brass, but it could have been bad.
Big hair on your head number. It says it very different than the descriptions that most experience. Like that. Mishpocha is a Hebrew word. It means family. This is Sid Roth. Welcome to our world where it's naturally supernatural. And then it is shown. Place of
Hey guys, go subscribe to Supernatural with Sid Roth. It's actually it's actually good. I listen to a lot of people's NDEs. A lot of people have been to heaven.
Well, this is kind of a mess. Much better. These are the wires that are probably worth stripping. Everything 14 gauge. These ones, and we could strip, but they're pretty small. Same thing, small, but also annoying to strip.
In front, and they took a coal engine and touched them out. And later on in my life, it would come into illness. I fell on my face and I was just shaking, terrified. And I felt I never had that I felt that day. You know, the Jewish believers, I see that missing in many ways. Something about a fear of God that He's going to hit you. No, I'm talking about a healthy fear of God. It's holy. He's God. When I was in the throne room and Jesus said, I'm going to teach you about faith. Faith means forsaking all.
These are probably just dirty stevens.
Shields and them around the throne. And I said, Lord, what is this? And he said, you tell me
platinum, rhodium, or indium. This is
that's what you were about. And he said, he showed me the stars. He said, I already did the work. He said, have you ever read what I told Simon? I said, Simon, Simon, Satan has desire to sift you as wheat, but I prayed. He said, I didn't pray for the devil, leave him alone. I didn't pray out of his trouble. I pray that your faith fail not. He said, people, I am here interceding, praying that their faith will not fail. And I seen the shields brought in. He said, remember, above all, the word said, take your shield of faith with you. And he said, my people are supposed to be anointed by me. They're laying on their shield.
Yeah.
To the world, to every place they go to get messages. When they don't They need to get on their knees and say, will tell them and guide them and lead them. That's why I gave him the Holy Spirit. He's the teacher, and he leads you into all truth. And above all, take that shield of faith. He said you cannot. That's what the devil wants. He said the devil wants to steal and kill and destroy your faith. Tell my people that your faith is being prayed over continuously by our intercessor, the Lord. And secondly, the faith has been anointed. I have anointed it. And even in the latter days, indeed, right now, he said our faith is going to be greater than it's ever been. The devil can get you because when it's dark, your faith comes alive. When it's light, your faith comes alive. And just like Hebrews 11:1, it says, now it says, the Holy Spirit showed
brass because there was very little of it, and most of these connectors are not brass.
He takes that now, because he's a now God. He turns it around and spells W-O-N. Jesus,
There's a few good
chapter in the Bible starts with the N, capital O, capital W, is a faith chapter. And it came to pass. I love that. The devil hates that. He does everything he can to stop it. But you can't read about Jesus. Jesus came to fulfill all prophecy, everything in the Bible. Jesus didn't come to bring religion. He came to bring intimacy with the Father. Placebo for what God wants, and that's for us to have experiential knowledge. That's right. And that word might means be given the power to receive it. Just like Paul said, my prayer for Israel is that they be saved. In other words, they be given the power to receive it.
These switches also have little pieces of copper with little pieces of silver. But I mean,
I couldn't, because there is such a holy, you can't even speak. And I fell on my face, and I was just trembling under. And then everything is moving. The word is alive. I can't explain it. I said the wallpaper of heaven is the word. Jesus is the word. Everything moves around the word. The word is the word.
I'm not doing brass this time, so this can.
With God, of course, the word is with God. The word was God. Flesh and tabernacle in the booth called the Father. Yes. And the word's name is the one Messiah. We're going to be talking about to repeat this after me, to experience way beyond religion. You must say this out loud. You must read it to the best of your ability.
All of these smaller ones are too.
After me.
Makes them generally not worth stripping.
Many mistakes.
But there is some clean copper in
I'm so sorry. I believe the blood of Jesus.
All the good stuff came from the board for it.
And I know like 666. Didn't forget about that. Be right back.
Call or go online at sidroth.org to for a donation.
The devil hates and it came to pass. And he believes more in prophecy than we do because Christ is stopping.
Yes, but to
Counsel with you for an came to pass moment in your life.
With Glenda's book and exclusive audio series, you are reignited by God's fire. Pull against the evil forces arrayed against you.
Lord, open up revelation unto them, such as never before. That I will pour to them a fire of revival. Let it come upon them. God.
Offer number 9.
35 bucks. I'm not paying that shit, nigga. The fuck is wrong with these retards?
Or you can send your check out.
$35, bitch. I'm basically homeless.
Onyx.
Shit, God is with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to pay you shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's a child. Yes, like the number 13. 13 means sin and to rebel against God.
Christ state because we think that 13.
Yes. Spent 7 years building the house of God. 7 is only Jesus' number, the number for glory. Then we have revelation of the glory of God. And so Solomon spent 13 years building his empire, and he took 15 steps to the front door. Then against God.
I tell you what God has shown you.
Yes, on the number 6, the Lord wants to get a deep faith on this story, how the Antichrist is going to work through 666. Now, it's going to be the Roman numerals because they're going to come back under the Roman Empire, and they're going to use the Roman numbers.
And I learned that was a mistake.
Now, it's like he's looking in a mirror, but he sees it like we're the ones that see it.
Now,
It's not man's number, it's Satan's influence. God knew he was going to fall into a short road, and he was on 6 days. We don't know how to fix that. What is the first 6 and 6? It's VI in Roman numerals. But remember, when God looks down, it's IV. Spirit. We're living in a generation where this is the generation that's going to be and the next is number 60, which means God. X is 60, but God looks down and it's reversed and it's XL. There's your food and your clothes. We're living in a time when I was growing up, people didn't wear extra large. A restaurant or drive through and they go, do you want an extra large?
One side.
Extra large. And then the last, this really away from God showed me. 600 means warfare. All right, what is 600? It's DC.
We'll see how it comes out.
you turn it around, it means you're banking and you need the entertainment. We didn't have CDs when we were growing up. And the bank even has CDs now. So everything says the print that we're talking about. See that?
Now, will the Antichrist
I think the IV part was definitely bullshit because nobody's getting IVs now. I believe it's totally misinterpreted. I don't even remember the other ones. They're probably bullshit.
You know what?
No, I'm talking about this lady. What she was saying.
Oh.
She says Warfare 600. Like I believe those, but I don't believe like what she's turning them in Roman numerals upside, like switching them and then trying to find what they mean here. Some shit like that's kind of bullshit.
They showed me the blueprint of the Antichrist is based on Solomon. Remember this, Solomon came out of the tribe of Judah. So the Antichrist has to copy everything.
It's a cheap counterfeit of the authentic Yeshua. Jesus came from the tribe of Judah.
And Solomon, everything he did fit. Was 666. You can find that in Second Chronicles.
Because of the shortness of time. Linda, I want you to look in the camera and I want you to pray that.
Look, he carved words in his copper bar, babe.
Let us.
He carved words in his copper bar.
Oh, that's cool. With what?
I don't know, with a weird machine.
Oh shit! Yeah, that looks
This
cool.
is just like this copper he got from a stove, man. It's crazy.
It looks like a little soldering. It's like a soldering iron machine.
Oh wow, it's an ingot. How many pounds is that? Oh, it's over a pound of copper. It's like a pound.
Look, they're screaming in the Euphrates River, man.
Who is?
The fallen angel.
Oh yeah.
This river. Do you know your prophecies? Do you know what he hides for centuries? This is the Euphrates River in 2020, and this is the current river in some regions. But why is this these days one of the most searched terms on Google by many followers of Christianity? And what are these strange discoveries that local residents make on the banks of this river? Today, you will learn about one of the most popular prophecies in Christian belief today. 2,000 years ago, the Bible predicted that the giant and longest river in Asia, the Euphrates River, would dry up completely. And when that day came, something terrible could happen. The Bible says that Satan poured out his vial on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Revelation 15:4. The river is found in the countries of Mesopotamia on the Asian continent. Several Christians around the world defend and highlight the prophecy involving the river. But why? Well, according to them, the evidence points, first of all, with the location, since the Euphrates River is in the east. The other reason is that the countries that make up this region have enough resources to form a large army, because, according to the Bible, there would be an army of 200 million soldiers that would march through it. Revelation 9:16, 18. In a moment, I'll show you some terrifying scenes that were supposedly recorded on this river. But first, it is necessary to understand what makes it special. Biblical events took place. According to Christianity, this river was a border with the Garden of Eden. Its waters passed through the place that God created to be the home of Adam and Eve, and all the animals that he created at the beginning of everything. The scriptures also show that this river was chosen by God as one of the limits of the promised land that would be given to the descendants of Abraham. Genesis 15:18. And it was also in this region that Nimrod founded the religion of Babylon, where the Tower of Babel was built as a sign of affront to God. And as is written in Revelation 9, when that river dries up.
Oh, wow. They're talking about Revelation.
It's curious. When the Apostle John wrote these words, there weren't even 200 million people on the planet as a whole. But just when you think this prophecy can't sound any more terrifying, look at what the Bible says. And he released the 4 angels who were prepared for the hour and day and month and year to kill the third part of men. Revelation 9:15. The Euphrates appears in the Bible in several places. In Genesis 2:14, it was described as one of the rivers bordering the Garden of Eden. In Genesis 15:18, the river was named as one of the boundaries of the land that God gave to Abraham's descendants. That same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, "To your descendants have I given this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river Euphrates." What draws the most attention is the fact that Jeremiah prophesied his drought. Jeremiah, roars can be heard, similar to those of a lion, but with a touch of anguish and monstrosity. In addition, it is possible to hear a sound that resembles the dragging of chains, like those of someone who is in prison. Let's watch together.
Oh yeah, you can hear the chains.
Oh yeah, I heard that before. There's weird noises coming out of the Euphrates.
He's like underneath the ground, and you can hear the chains.
Yeah.
Although we don't know for sure if this video...
I'm pretty sure they're gonna release whatever that is, so probably next year. Next year's gonna be like a really big year for the United States, anyways.
For the world, what are you talking about? Look what's going on all over the world. They're already into it.
Yeah, but I think the banks are going to collapse next year in the States, and
yeah, worldwide.
Causes a lot of fear. Another curiosity is that the decrease in the volume of water in the Tigris and Euphrates rivers brought many benefits to the archaeological community. This reduction allowed the discovery of new archaeological sites never seen before, such as the one that was built in the early 1970s and holds more than 11,000 years of history. This site is located in the extreme north of Iraq. Furthermore, this drought has revealed an ancient city in the Mosul region. All this happened because the Mosul Dam Reservoir experienced an extreme dry period. It is this dam that contains the waters of the Tigris.
Esta es Odalis, la hija de los del Becker. En breve ampliará su clínica.
I went through a near-death experience, and I saw many things that will happen in the future. On September 3rd, 2011, my boyfriend and I were attending a class reunion. We had just finished college and were filled with anticipation and hope for the future. We We knew that as time went on, such reunions would become less and less frequent, so many of our classmates showed up that day. That night, we met at a restaurant near the university. We shared with each other interesting stories from our college years, as well as our plans and dreams for the future. We encouraged each other to succeed in our respective paths in life. Before the party ended, we took a group photo, hoping to preserve the good memories forever. At around 12 p.m., our party was almost over.
Rock's candy corn.
Although I
Onyx
wasn't
candy
like
corn.
I didn't stop him, considering the special circumstances of the day. Cues. My boyfriend
Use the same pointer jig from before to rip a straight line on the
reassurance had some effect. I still could not fully relax. My mood gradually became calmer. Suddenly, a car was approaching our vehicle, so
What the?
fast that we had no time to react. Crash. The shake violently. I found myself surrounded by twisted and distorted metal and broken glass. My body felt intense pain. I looked desperately for my boyfriend. Out of the carriage, I saw him. When we arrived at the hospital, the doctor gave me some medicine, and I gradually fell into a coma. It decreased, and my consciousness gradually blurred. I seemed to be in an unreal world. I heard the doctor talking about my condition and that my pulse was starting to drop. I found myself out of my body, as if I had become an invisible observer. It was filled with neatly folded bed sheets and blankets. Then, walked into the hospital hallway. She was standing at the end of the hallway, her eyes red and swollen. Holding her hand tightly, trying to give her strength and comfort. Closer to them, to tell them I was here, but no matter how hard I tried, they couldn't seem to sense my presence. And I needed to get back into my body as soon as possible. When I returned to the operating room, I saw the doctors working hard to resuscitate me just then. I was curious about what was inside that tunnel, so I went inside. But wonderfully, I didn't feel afraid. On the contrary, a magical force surrounded me and made me feel very relieved. A force pushed me forward through the tunnel. Going faster and faster. I saw a faint point of light appear in the distance. Glow. Warm energy filled my whole body. The light was brighter than the sun, but looking directly at it didn't hurt my eyes. It was a love that was stronger than anything I could imagine. So great that I can't describe it in words. I felt myself become one with the light. Like pieces of my past life. They were presented to me, allowing me to review my actions and choices. Positive or negative, that my actions have had on others. I saw things that felt right, but from the perspective of others, I was wrong. There was one incident that I greatly regret. My friend asked for help. and seek financial support because he was in a difficult situation. I wanted to help him, but out of selfishness, I chose to decline. To his point. Frustration and disappointment on his face. He had trusted me so much and treated me as a friend he could rely on. How selfish I had been. I felt ashamed of my indifference. A mistake. Based on trust. My previous behavior lacked empathy and care, and I should have been more attentive to the needs of others. I hurt and felt their pain and confusion. The positive impact I brought to others. And help I give to others, the moments that make them feel warm and fuzzy. The meaning of life and the mystery of the universe. And how it can change people's lives and make the world a better place. I felt some tension. I thought the next step would be my judgment, and I couldn't be sure whether heaven or hell would greet me next. I was with horrible images that kept flashing, and I couldn't control them. Not knowing what these images represented. I asked myself deep inside, what the hell was that? I picked up some information. My voice was telling me that I would be sent back to Earth because my time had not yet come. I didn't have a choice. I had to go back to Earth. I went back to the hospital and re-entered my body. I saw my parents guarding my bedside. I was the only survivor of that accident. The doctors had to perform open heart surgery. 2 long months in the hospital. When I returned home, I began to document what I had experienced. I wrote down everything I saw, and it became my unique testimony. I realized that I had a responsibility to share this experience with others and bring them that stood out to me was the collapse of the world economy. I saw various countries frantically printing money to try to cope with their economic woes.
Hear this
Feel the
shit?
desperation and unease of the people. Virtual currencies has contributed to this economic crisis. The traditional military system suffered a serious impact. The financial order, stocks, and a massive loss of wealth. In the financial system, and the entire world was plunged into economic recession and social crises have brought convenience and innovation in some ways. They can also be a ticking time bomb for the economic system. Next, we saw a war triggered by the economic collapse. Quickly spread across the globe. Wars were fought between countries and within countries. To overthrow the elite by force, and the transfer of power became violent and violent. Breaking out all over the world, and no place was immune. Filled with angry crowds. The riot led to a breakdown of social order. In this chaotic picture, I saw many people locked up in cages with barbed wire. People had lost their freedom and were deprived of their basic human rights and dignity. And helplessness. They became victims of the war. At the same time, I also saw the large number of refugees emerging from many cities.
All right, Darren. Good night.
To survive everywhere.
All right,
Night.
man. I'm gonna go to sleep after this video. All right.
These images are broken and heavy. These are the images I have seen with my own eyes. In the past, I chose to remain silent because I